Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Choices, Finding Your Joy. I am your host, Paula Vail. I am here today with just an amazing woman doing so much for so many with what she creates. I am so excited to share with you today Lana Marconi. She is a documentary filmmaker, and what she has created is just fantastic, and what she's doing. First off, Lana, welcome to the show.
Hi, Paula, and hello to all your viewers out there. Just so they know, I'm in the Toronto area, Toronto, Canada. It's close to Christmas time, and there's a lot of snow, and it's cold out here. So hope you on the West Coast are enjoying some nice sunshine and warm weather.
Yeah, well, we have a little bit of sun today, and it's warmed up. We were pretty chilly there for a few days, and we're not used to it, so we're like, yay. I'm just so thrilled to have you on the show. I would love to start with just having you share a bit about your background or what you brought you into what you do and what you create.
What do I create? Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, my background actually is in health and wellness. So I actually own my own clinic here, and I'm a traditional Chinese medicine registered acupuncturist. So I do that really during the week. And a couple of years ago, I really want to reach more people because, when you're in clinic and before I was doing psychology, I also have a background, a doctorate degree in psychology and doing coaching. And, there comes a point where it's great reaching the one-on-one patient, but you want to reach more people and you want to help more people to achieve, optimal wellness in their life. So I went down to our local television station here in Canada. It's Rogers TV, and they're huge. And I became a community producer. And so I community produced my own health television shows. I wrote them. I hosted them. The audience where I was, it reached like 800,000 homes. So it was a great show. It was, called Health Matters. And I got to bring the message of health and wellness to a lot of people. And that's really what I wanted to do. But what was really cool about that experience working at Rogers TV is that I developed all the skills, like editing, camera, control room, things like that, and also how to tell a story. And so I went off on my own and started making documentaries. And my first documentary was about health and wellness. So I interviewed about 29 people, all different range of expertise in terms of health and wellness, from an osteopath to a chiropractor. I even had a medical doctor who turned to become a Zen monk. I mean, I had it all in that film. And it was just to help people become, healthier and to take their own power back, which they're quite capable of doing. And so that was my passion, is really just to be of service and to help people. And that was my first film, and that's really how I got started.
I love it. I love it. And before we go into your other films, I have to ask, because you've been to film festivals and, the red carpet and, meeting different actors and actresses. What's that like? Share that experience with us.
Well, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it's just different, it's you're at a different level interacting with, some of the best. And I mean, I strive to be the best that I could be. And so I really appreciate meeting somebody who is delivering the best that they can be in the world. I mean, I think that's amazing. We should all be living our potential. So when I meet someone who's actually actualizing their potential, that to me is a turn on. That to me is like, wow, that lights me up. That's like, wow, that inspires me.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I love it. I had the joy of experiencing Los Angeles one time during the Oscars due to a good friend that worked for the consulate of Austria. And it was the year the movie The Counterfeit was up for an award. And she called me and said, Paula, do you want to come down? And we went down there. We went to this mansion up on the hill, all the actors. There were actors and actresses there, TV cameras from Austria, Germany. And so I got to experience that party. And then we went, you know how beforehand people can walk around and see the statues and the carpet. Oh my gosh, Los Angeles, it's just consumed by the Oscars during that time. And it was so fun. Oh my gosh. They really have a lot of fun with that.
I think it's fun wherever that, buzz is. I mean, in Toronto, we have the Toronto International Film Festival, and I was fortunate enough to participate in it in 2016. So let me just back up. One of my friends who lives in California, and he's actually been a mentor to me because he's in the film business, and he came to Toronto. He comes every year to do the film festival, and he asked me to do the camera work for him. So I was like, sure, like what an experience that will be. And I really had no idea what I was in for because I've never done, I've never been a camera person for, a film festival. And the Toronto Film Festival, I mean, it's huge, right? So we did, 4 or 5 red carpets, and I'm filming these actors from like Anne Hathaway to Gerard Butler. And it's such a phenomenal, I mean, the energy in the room, I mean, you're just almost levitating off the floor because it's so much buzz, right? So much buzz and so much hype. It was such an incredible experience. And it's not just on the red carpet where you're doing the interviews, but they actually book out different hotel rooms and different businesses type of thing where there's private interviews, like they're called these junkets that you go to, and they're just private one-on-one interviews with these stars. And I mean, that in itself, here I am, setting up a camera and miking like Anne Hathaway. And I'm like, what? Like, pinch me. What am I doing here? This is, insane. But it was such an interesting experience, and it was very enjoyable. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and I have to thank Emmanuel Etier for that. So big kiss to you, Emmanuel. I know you're going to be watching this because I'm going to give you the link to Paula's show here. But Emmanuel Etier is wonderful. He's a filmmaker out of California, and he works or is partnered up with Sharon Stone, and they actually made a film called Femme, which is about women healing the world. So maybe he's someone you might want to have on your show here. He's wonderful. So.
Oh, I can imagine how fun that is. Being part of the camera and what's going on. And I was a longtime restaurant owner, and I did have one experience. I had someone knock on the door. He was a filmmaker making a documentary. I think it was called The Outfield. No, it was a baseball film. And they needed to do a couple scenes in an Italian restaurant, and that's what I owned. So they came on a Monday when we were closed, and it was all day to film a couple scenes. But it was so fun to watch. Our crew fed everybody lunch and fed everybody dinner, and some of my staff got to be extras. And I think I must have had a look on my face because he says, Paula, do you want to be one of the extras? Yeah, that'd be really fun. So he let me be a customer. But it was the funnest experience, and the crew was so fantastic.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I continue just being part of the film industry, because it is a lot of fun. And for me, it's creative, it's enjoyable, it's fun. It's how I choose to spend my extra time. Some people go golfing. Well, my, extra time is I make films and I hang around with people who are inspiring and who can take, my skills to the next level.
I can imagine how awesome that must feel to create a documentary, and sit back and look at that and know, that's your gift. You created that. That is such a beautiful thing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I sit back and I watch them, and it's like, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
Really? Did that really come through me?
You are awesome. I love it. Well, please share a little information about some of your other films.
Sure. So the first one, just going back to the first one, is called The Wellness Story. And again, that was about teaching people to be healthy, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even with money. I had Dr. John DeMartini from The Secret movie in that. He's all about helping people create wealth. So that was really interesting, and it was very helpful to people. And from from that movie, I actually switched to 360 and did a film about extraterrestrials and UFOs. And that, but the interesting thing is because I'm letting this filmmaking journey that I'm on just lead me through a series of synchronicities. And that's how each film becomes made. And that's how each film evolves. It's really through the people I meet through one film. And then that hooks me up to meeting new people to do the other films. So with the wellness story, there was people in the film who talked about connecting to an intelligence outside of themselves that gave them, well, there's one lady, she's a psychologist in California, and she talked about how she had a near-death experience and was able to connect with these other interdimensional beings who gave her some physics information, and she created a medical technology. And so her story was really fascinating. And lo and behold, after I launched that film, like 2 weeks later after I launched it in Niagara Falls, Canada, we had the mayor there, really nice event. The Canadian Alien Expo was happening. I never heard of it before. I went up there. I interviewed all these people for it because now I was curious. And, I ended up interviewing even the former Minister of National Defence of Canada, the Honourable Paul Hellyer. And he was, pretty much one of the highest ranking persons in the military staff to come out and say that UFOs and extraterrestrials are real. And in fact, they're so real that they're trying to help us. His story was fascinating. So you don't get much higher than that than somebody telling you that this other dimensional beings are here. So I learned a lot of information from that film. And so out of that, the third film evolved called The New Human, New Earth, New Humanity, because it became, the question was, like, how do we evolve into that higher human, into our galactic self? Like what's the steps? Like, who is this person that we need to evolve into, right? So I feel like I've been on this spiritual quest with these films, and these films are just showing me all this remarkable information and leading me to all these remarkable people. And so that film, New Human, New Earth, New Humanity, it was actually thanks to Emmanuel Etier, who pushed me to submit it to film festivals, because I never submitted my films to film festivals before. And I submitted this one, and I won an award from the Indie Fest in California, which was, I was, like shocked, like, really? I won? That's so cool. And then, so then it got featured in the Awareness Film Festival in Los Angeles, which was, again, so I'm sitting in the Los Angeles theater and watching my film being played. I'm just like pinch me. Is this real? It's something that I created, and I never, anticipated it getting to this level. Yeah. So these films take on a life of their own, and two of them have been, they're going to be screened. Well, one was already screened in Australia, and the other one's going to be screened in Australia. So I have people, all over the world contacting me about the films, and I'm even wanting to put them in different languages. And I had this one theater in Brazil contact me and wanted to put it in Spanish or some other, and another one in Portuguese. And I'm just like, this is just phenomenal. So, so the fourth film that I'm doing now, it's just, I finished filming and I'm just editing it, and it's called Feel, F-E-E-L. And it's about the relationship between our emotions and the expansion of our consciousness. And it's very fascinating because I'm not to give much away, but it shows that when we're not numb to our emotions, and when we actually allow ourselves to feel and get to that place of unconditional love where we're absolutely clear in our emotional space, then we tap into our higher human perceptual systems and can access things like remote viewing, telepathy, all these higher human potentials and abilities that are pretty much dormant within us. And really the emotions are a key to accessing our power. And so that's what I'm learning in this other film, which, it's fascinating. I don't know. So stay tuned for that one.
When do you expect that to be finished and available for viewing?
I hope it'll be done, winter, spring of this year. So 2017, definitely. So right now, all my other films, if people go on my website, drlana.com, drlana.com, they can access the three films right now. The Wellness Story, The Resonance, and New Human Earth, New Humanity. And they're all on Vimeo Movies on Demand, so you can rent or buy them. And Feel will also be on there as well. So
Excellent. I love it. I have to ask, I'm curious, when you begin a film, is it very scripted, very laid out, or can you be halfway through and go, oh, I think we need to pull a little of this in? I think we need to. How does that work? It sounds so fun.
Well, with the documentary, it's interesting because you have, well, the way I work is that I'll have a game plan. Obviously, I know what elements I need to make it work, right? But then there's also, I leave a lot of room for the universe to show me what it wants in the film. So I like to think of my films as a co-creation between myself and the universe. And I think that's what makes it more exciting for me, because spontaneously a person will emerge who I've never met before, and suddenly they're in my film telling me information that I'm like, wow, yeah, that needed to be in the film. I never thought of that. Like, wow, thank you. So that's what's fun about these films. These films are like mini adventures on their own, especially when I allow the universe to just show me, okay, this piece and that piece, and then, but when it's all said and done, I get this feeling inside of me that's like, hey, it's complete now. It's done.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, I love it.
It's fun.
Oh, that is just so fun. Oh, I am just so excited for you and thrilled.
Thank
and
you.
Your newest documentary, Feel. Oh my gosh, that sounds absolutely amazing. Because
I'll definitely send you the link when it's done. We'll do a promo for your audience so we can give some training to your audience for sure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
What do you see as your future with where you're at? Seems you're loving the documentaries, so you're going to just continue that for us?
I think so. I think I have a lot of ideas in my head that I want to express through documentaries. So I think that's going to be with me for many years. I also would like to do like a nice Hollywood movie, like a real movie with actors and a story and a script. And I've written those, so I have the script and I have the actual story. It's just a matter of finding the right fit, I guess, in Hollywood to take me to that next level in terms of filmmaking, and that's something that I put out there. So hopefully that'll unfold one day. We'll see what the universe has for sure.
Wow. So how do you balance you have your wellness center, which sounds absolutely amazing. I love acupuncture. I just think it's phenomenal. And then doing the films. So do you take a break and work on films a while and then go back, or do you do both at the same time?
Yeah, it's depending on how my day goes. If I have 10 patients, I see a patient an hour, maybe 2 people an hour. So either before that or after that, I'll do some editing, or I'll make plans to book somebody for a next film shoot. I'm lucky my clinic is fairly big that I can film a lot of people here and set up different areas to film people, so I don't have to drive out too far, which is great. But a lot of times I do go out to people's homes and or where they are, and I film them there. It's definitely time management for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first and foremost, my clinic and my patients come first. Yeah. And my creativity, my hobby, which is my filmmaking, comes next. And I've just found a way to balance it for sure. I think there's enough time for somebody when you decide to make the time for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that is such an inspiration, Lana, because it shows us, we can have more than one passion, more than one thing we love to do, and we can do both those things. We can do multiple things and make it work.
Well, I think that goes hand in hand with recognizing that we are multidimensional beings. How can you just have one gift? It's like, do you know anyone today who just has one stream of income? I think people have multiple streams of income. I mean, I think this whole idea of being multiple, it's because we are multidimensional beings, and we have so many gifts. And And I don't think we should just focus on one gift. I mean, focus on, all of your talents. Why not?
Yes, yes, I love it. So do you have any words of advice for viewers who are watching today and thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to expand and add this and do this? Any words of advice for them?
Just do it. That Nike commercial has always been my model. I'm a doer. I execute very well. I don't let fear or insecurity or, the inner critic that we all have hold me back. I just, plow right through that. And you just have to do it. You really just have to take the bull by the horns and, have a vision and go and execute it. I mean, that's the joy of it. You got to get out there.
And it's so fantastic when we do that, and we don't let any walls or doubts stop us. We jump above those walls. The doors that Source can open up for us.
It's mind-blowing, Paula. I mean, the doors that have opened for me just doing this filmmaking, the people that I'm meeting never would have anticipated that, or nor could I have created that. It's a dance between myself and the universe, and just things just popping up, and the synchronicities and the friendships that have developed between all these people that I've met. I mean, it's such a blessing, such a gift, and it's such a joy. And I think another piece of advice for people would be when you're on the right path, because it just makes you feel really good inside. And I think that's really, one of the purposes of life is to feel good. I mean, if it doesn't feel good, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's a powerful message. I love that. I love that. You're on the right path if you feel good. It tells you, your intuition tells you, and just go with it. Oh.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome to see so many women today, that are doing it all, that have the different functions, and they're entrepreneurs and they're creators. And it's just such an exciting time. It really
I think so too, and it's nice to see a lot of women out there. One of my dear friends, Patty Greer, she's a filmmaker in Colorado, and I mean, what a creative genius she is. She's got to come on your show. Just a phenomenal lady with the research that she's done in her films, and I think that's another purpose to why we're here, is to really live as close to our creative core as we can, and that means unleashing the genius within, because we're all creative geniuses and we all need to express. And and I don't know about you, Paula, but whenever I have felt that I couldn't express myself, that's when I felt stifled or not well, or just this doesn't feel good. And I find that when I'm allowed to express myself, and obviously in a positive, healthy manner, that's when everything starts flowing. I open up the flow to life. I feel good. Everyone around me feels good because I feel good. It's about expressing your own genius within, and tapping into your own creativity, because we're all creative beings for sure.
Yeah. It's, in a way, it's like the dam breaks and the river flows. And we just go. I love it. I love it. What would you say is your favorite thing about creating a film, making a documentary? What's the favorite part for you?
Boy, there's a lot of favorite parts. Just interviewing the person and hearing, sometimes I'll just go let the person talk for an hour. And meanwhile, I know I have to only edit them down to 5 minutes. But what they're saying is so amazing that I just, I want more. I want to hear more. It's just, so that's one of my favorite parts, is listening to the speaker speak and what they have to say. I really love holding the space for that. Even just prior to that, getting all my camera equipment ready and deciding, am I going to use this lens or that lens? How am I going to set up the shot? It's so I like that part of it too. Every detail, I just have fun with every piece of the filmmaking, and then when it comes to editing, it's just, okay, so what image am I going to use with this? Am I going to chop this out? Am I going to add this? And, oh, this would look good. And I mean, it's one of those experiences, because it's such an artistic expression that you just get lost in time and space, and you're just whoa, okay, where did the time go and all of that? I mean, it's play. And it's not just filmmaking, but even with my practice, I mean, it's played for me because I love helping people create healthier lives and helping them to achieve their health goals. So for me, that's play. It doesn't feel like work. It just feels so natural to do that, to be of service to people in that way. So I think when a person, just going back to advice again, I think when a person can find that, common ground between work and their passion and it just becoming play, and you're not worried about, money or resources or what people think of you or, blah, 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 but you are just enjoying yourself and you're just radiating the essence of your being, which is joy. I mean, that's pretty contagious for other people,
It is. It is contagious. Oh my goodness. Well, we just have a couple minutes left of the show today, Lana. What last words would you like to share with the viewers? What would you like to tell us?
Whoa, watch my films. They're awesome. drlana.com. Send me a message, any comments that you have, and please connect with me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as well. And yeah, that's it. You know what? It's the holidays too. So Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy New Year. And I really want to wish everybody all the best for 2017. It's going to be a phenomenal year, and let's just rock it. Especially as women, let's just rock it, and let's just make it amazing.
Go girls. I love it. Oh,
Thank
Lana.
you, Paula, so much for having me on your show.
Oh, thank you so much. I just am so honored. I just have so much fun with you. So, yes, we are going to have to hook up again. And to all the viewers out there, thank you so much for joining us today. Big hugs to everybody. Bye. Bye, Lana.
Bye, Paula.